First episode of the year is TJ Watt.
TJ Watt.
We dusted off the cobwebs.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Got back in going. What did you think?
I thought TJ was awesome.
You did the golf.
I didn't do golf. You golf.
No, you did the golf was your thing. The simulation or
the shot
YouTube
tracer.
golf. Yeah, that was like you were all excited about that.
There was some controversy with the shot tracer. Should we get into it?
Yeah, so just to set it up.
You both are the big golf guys on the show.
Yeah, we both love golf.
Who plays better?
Seth's a better golfer, barely.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, he's better. But just to clarify, we were set to go on TJ's boat on this shoot, which would have been a cool activity, kind of check out
I forgot
his,
about
you
that.
know, something he and his wife do kind of regularly. And
We were with them at home in Wisconsin.
Yeah, we were in Wisconsin with them. They go out on the lake a bunch. And last minute, we find out they want to do a driving range golf activity instead.
Which was a bummer.
Which was a bummer.
Although we had just been out on a boat with Adam Devine, so it's something different. Although we've done golf many times before.
I think golf's gotten so popular that everybody were pitching ideas to, like, we can golf.
Yeah, they just want an excuse to golf
Yeah.
and be YouTube golfers. But yeah.
By the way, I'd like to say I don't know how to play golf, but the times I've been out to play golf have been with Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, John Daly, Greg Norman,
Will
Zalatoris,
Annika Sorenstam,
and Tony Romo.
Every time I told TJ that, he was like, "Can Graham golf?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "He has no idea." And he was just like, "I think if he took lessons," I was like, "He's gotten lessons from the best golfers in the world. He has no idea."
So you're always stressing about something on shoots, and then the world blows up, and you're thinking what?
Yeah, well, it was a easy pivot. We found a quick solution, but to me, it was how do we make this interesting? Because we weren't playing a hole with him. We were on a driving range. I knew you weren't going to golf, so I committed.
And you're like, oh God, what's Graham going to yell at me about now?
Well, I promise you, I was more worried about post-production, how we were going to put this together. And so I committed to you without asking Seth that we would use shot tracer.
Well, hang on, let's back up. Brett and I had the conversation about using shot tracers, and it was like, cool. It's not as simple as people think. People are so used to seeing shot tracers, they're just like, oh, it's just like a really easy thing. It's not a really easy thing. So I was like, I'll try to figure it out, but like, let's just wait and see how it goes, because this was our first episode of the season, so we had a little more time in the summer to work on it. And I was like, let me see if I can figure out how to do it, because I know it's like an After Effects thing, which is complicated, blah, 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 blah. And then I find out that he told you, yeah, we're going to have shot tracers on it. And I was like, well, hang on a second. I have no idea how to make one yet. And they did end up being a huge pain in the ass.
Did it work out?
Yeah.
Like, this is where Seth says, oh yeah, I did an amazing job.
No,
I follow my amazing setup for the
I don't think I did an amazing job. I think I did a passable job.
Oh, and Brett doesn't think you did an amazing
No,
job.
I think
I can
you
tell by
did.
the look you gave,
No,
and you
I
just don't
gave
want
the
to say
look
it.
of. You can look back at the tape. I gave a look of. I was shocked that you don't think you did amazing.
Thank you.
That's what I thought. It was amazing.
Or
I was
did
very
Seth know
satisfied.
he did an amazing job and he was just looking for an
No,
on-air compliment?
because since then I've been so much more aware of shot tracers. So when I watch like YouTube golf videos now, I see their golf tracers. I'm like, that's smooth. That's a smooth one. It like fades out as it goes, and ours aren't great. But I think I'll get a lot of time to practice them with judging on how.
Sounds like it.
It's
yeah.
like almost hypnotizing looking
feels
at
like you're falling.
you with that background.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess it makes it sound quality, but
Well, these
best
lines are
for
really close
visuals.
together, which
Yeah.
makes it like.
As long as we're
borderline.
not looking at those floral couches, I think we're good.
Oh, we should pull up some of the comments.
we
Getting roasted
did.
hard
Really?
on the look of the old podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody said, do they film this in Graham's like great aunt's apartment?
TJ and Danny were competitive with one another. She was a pro soccer player, so they got into it a little bit
Yeah.
on the golf course, which was kind of fun.
That was a fun part to see kind of their back and forth out there on the driving range. I thought there was some kind of like cool, cute moments that, I think I said like relationship goals or something, coming away from that. So going into this TJ Watt interview, we were concerned because there's not a lot out there about the guy. We have research calls about our guests coming up, and there wasn't a lot to really talk about. And so thankfully you do pre-interview calls ahead of our interviews, and you were able to find out what?
Yeah, I mean, it was really dicey with the pregnancy, and it could, you know, life or death type situation. So that ended up being one of the focuses of the episode, and it was awesome that Danny, TJ's wife, was willing to be part of it and sit down and share what went on. And probably the most emotional part of the episode, the complicating factor in all of that, was when their childcare went to on filming day, because we were wrapped with TJ. Now it was time to get together with Danny.
I was told I'd have like 45 minutes to reset for Danny.
And it was on the schedule that they approved and all that. But you know how this goes, wires get crossed, and all of a sudden what happens?
Yeah, it's like we wrapped the TJ interview. It's like, cool. We already had the spot picked out. We were going to set it for Danny. And it was like, all right, let's start moving stuff. And then TJ was like, we have like 10 minutes before we have to be done. And it was like, oh. So then we just had to bring a chair in. And it was tough to edit together.
Because I interviewed him in the same place talking about the baby issues, and then we were going to interview them either together or her individual. But now it looks like we were like teleporting. Almost.
It was like jump cuts almost, because it was just like you were in the same exact spot, and we'd cut to you and then cut back, and all of a sudden there's two people there, and it was just like a nightmare. But
although you guys did a good job,
we found a way to do it. We just kind of a lot of trial and error. We had to find like, okay, if we go to a close-up before we cut to it, it seems to work better, but it definitely was not ideal.
Yeah. And the baby ended up being down there for it, and luckily the baby, who was I think only months old at the time,
was chill. Yeah,
perfect.
And there was a dog running around. Like everything you don't want to happen happened.
Yeah, because they're upstairs, there wasn't like a door to it or anything, so you could hear the dog at points of the interview as well, and that was stressing me out. At one point I had to go up the stairs and take the dog up there, but yeah.
That setup in general was a tricky one. Just the way that basement was laid out, and that's where they wanted to do it, was just like, it was tough. It was a tough setup.
So what did TJ think when you break into his house at the end of the day?
We got like 10 minutes down the road, and Brett's like,
yeah,
they didn't sign releases.
So a little bit of context here. We had talked with TJ about his contract negotiations, and he had yet to sign a record-breaking deal to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in football history.
And you could tell stuff was going on after the interview.
Yes.
Wrapped. I mean,
he went
back
upstairs.
By his pool for long conversations. And
yeah, he was clearly talking to his agent about that. So he gave some, he talked about it a little bit. And afterwards, you and I had to have a discussion on, are we going to hold this content till we released it, for the first week of football season? Or are we going to put it out earlier, which this was early July at the time? When I was driving away, it felt like we were leaning towards releasing it at that point. So I'm talking with Seth. We're about 10 minutes down we're on the highway back driving to St. Louis. And I'm like, it hits me that I did not have the appearance release signed by TJ. And I didn't have any releases signed by TJ at that point, actually. And so I just throw on, we exit. I speed back to TJ's house. I try calling TJ's wife, Danny. She doesn't answer. I try calling Kaplan. He does answer. He says he's going to call them and let them know I'm coming back. I don't tell him what I just said we forgot something. I didn't want to scare Kaplan at all. And he said he was going to let them know. We get to the house. I try to call Kaplan. He doesn't answer. Try to call him again. He doesn't answer. I try to knock on the door that we were just there about 15 minutes before, going in and out. They don't answer. I just had to, at that point, decide if I was going to deal with the wrath of Graham or deal with going to jail. And I elected prison. So yes, I quietly opened the door, and what do you know? TJ is standing there in his living room, putting his baby to bed, like clearly being just like the ultimate good dad. Oh, no. And I'm like, hey TJ, I'm in your house now. You think you can sign these releases? And he's like, oh, yeah. And he comes. And so right as he's signing the releases, Danny comes around the corner calling me back. So my phone's ringing at that point.
Oh, no.
And she's like, oh, was this you? Was this my number? I was like, yeah. And so she signed a release too. They seemed to be they were not affected.
Weirded out.
Yeah. Because a little bit of context, while I did break in their house, we were in and out taking gear for, an hour, before that.
It was like 10 minutes after we got done being in
and I had
house
never said goodbye to them.
Yeah.
They weren't there when we were done, I went up there to say goodbye. They weren't there. So there was never really a closed book to our time together. So I was just making sure I wrote that final chapter.
From my perspective, I was like, just watching from the car, just him go up to the door, and I was like, oh my God.
Okay, the weirdest part of the day for me was, the thinking was maybe if the day went well, we would do this grill out at the end of the day that was suggested by them. We didn't end up doing it because we went long. And so we brought beer for that because we didn't want to assume they were giving us beer. We put it in their fridge. And then at the end of the day, as we were leaving, Danny says to me, oh, you've forgot your beer. I'm like, oh, you guys can keep it. She's like, no, we got enough. And when I was driving home, I was thinking about this. She had no idea about the grill out. I think she just thought...
We just bring beer on shoots.
Genuinely, I think she just thought we were storing our booze in their refrigerator. So I do think...
Hey, there was a time where that would have been the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cody drank the beers.
Did he?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out, Cody.
Yeah.
Big thanks to my 6th grade basketball coach, Mr. John Kaplan of CAA, who was also TJ's agent, and also JJ Watt's agent. We interviewed JJ a decade ago, interviewed TJ as part of that, and then John came through again. But
You pranked him, though.
we did get TJ to screw with him a little bit.
I hate shooting your pranks, man. It makes me so... I don't like pranks. I don't like pranking people. I don't like people. And shooting them, I'm always just like, I can't even look at the monitor. I'm like,
He was, you could tell he was uncomfortable too.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable, and it wasn't happening to me. I hate
Because
pranks.
TJ calls him, and what did he say?
What's up?
Bro,
You're all done?
no, he said 2 hours to go. So I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want to tell him, but
You're joking? Are you messing with me?
no.
2
He
hours?
literally wants to break down the golf swing on video. Like what is there left to talk about?
I'm so confused because even I talked to him, but he even sent over the schedule to you. And
We're f***ing with you.
I was happy that that's how it went, and he wasn't like, I knew this
I
asshole
thought-
was going to pull this
And I thought he was gonna do that too,
Yeah.
and I wanted to die.
I was so scared of that.
And John is the best dude ever. And funny enough, TJ had a kid. Then a couple months after that, John had a kid, his first as well. Then I had a kid a few weeks after that, and now you're having your second here coming up.
Yeah, and I'm a single-digit handicap now.
Yes.
And you are getting married, and then you're gonna have kids.
Yeah, I have a busy October.
And we're all going to feed him like the Watt parents.
Yeah, 7 meals a day.
Yeah. John and Connie. Wait, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. They fed them a lot growing up. So we just have to do that with our kids, and
Yeah, what was it?
they'll be NFL stars.
A breakfast, a pre-lunch, a lunch, a post-lunch, a pre-dinner, and a dinner.
Yeah.
6 meals a day.
They definitely had 2 school lunches every day, and
They had to be going
yeah.
through 4 cartons of eggs a day.
Yeah, that's insane.
Crazy. They
Yeah.
couldn't do that now.
Said he woke up to a 5-egg omelet every day. So
That's 15 eggs just with the boys. That's crazy.
For our DP Seth and producer Brett, I am Graham, wrapping up our first episode of season 16 in our new podcast studio. We'll see you next time.